Hey folks, today we're going to be taking a look at my vintage machine Robo MR-05 Steam Robo, also known as Gobots Loco. So sit back and enjoy, and as always don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Hey guys, I'm here from Transformers and Video Games, and welcome back to the channel. In anticipation of the Steam Robo release from the Action Toys Machine Robo line, I thought we'd take a closer look at the vintage inspiration for the figure. Let's start off by looking at my Gobots version. For anyone who watched my recent Transformerland unboxing video, you might recognize this as being one of the carded vintage Gobots from that haul. Loco was produced by Tonka for the Gobots line back in 1983, which should help dispel the myth that Gobots were cheap knockoffs of the Transformers. They in fact arrived in North America from Japan around the same time. The figure looks really nice sealed on his original card back, but I've never understood why some of them were packaged with one arm positioned straight up in the air. Maybe it's to show that the figure has some articulation, or perhaps just to make them stand out from the other robot toys that would have been on the retail shelves at the same time. If anyone has any thoughts on this, leave me a comment in the comments section. I'm a huge fan of the artwork on the packaging, and although it may not necessarily be as cool looking as the vintage Transformers box art, it certainly has a charm to it. As you can see, this figure was originally purchased from Bradley's for only $3.47. I certainly wish that was the price I paid for this figure. If you look closely, you can see that someone wrote the numbers 7, 26, 84 on the price tag, which I'm pretty certain means July 26th, 1984. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's turn the card over and take a look at the back side of the packaging. As you can see, this is pretty standard fare for a Gobots release, or even for a G1 Minibot at the time. I'm going to start off by reading the top portion of the card. It's got the figure's name, which of course is Loco. Then it says Gobots, Mighty Robots. Robots that turn into vehicles. Gobots come from a different time and age. They are mighty robots that can change into mighty vehicles. Some of them are friendly, while others are enemy. Get your Gobot collection started and let the fun and adventure begin. Now, one thing that I do find interesting about that description is the fact that nowhere on there do they make any reference to the friendly Gobots being known as Guardians, or the evil Gobots being known as Renegades. I guess that detail came a little bit deeper into the Gobots line, or the Gobots fiction. Much like G1 Transformers Minibots, the instructions for Loco are simply printed on the back of the packaging. You can see down below, Tonka has included an advertisement for 6 other Gobots figures, including Turbo, Spacey, Hans Cuff, Dozer, Dumper, and Pumper. Now, as much as I love the Gobots toys, I've got to admit that those names are very uninspired. At the moment, I only have 2 out of the 6 figures shown here in my collection. Here we are with Loco in hand, and just so that none of the mint unsealed card collectors watching have a heart attack, I should let you know that this is a loose Machine Robo version of the toy that I picked up at a comic shop recently. As you can see, Loco was a steam locomotive, which is likely how it got its name, unless perhaps they're referring to the fact that he's a crazy member of the Renegades Alliance. The figure is made out of a combination of painted die-cast metal for the core section of the train, which gives it a really nice weight for its small size, and there's black plastic on the sides and on the underside of the train. Loco has a lot of molded detail on the front, sides, and top of the train mode. They've included gold paint accents around the windows and in a few sections on top of the train, including 2 of his smokestacks. There's really nice red chrome detailing at the front and along the lower sides of the alt mode, and the sections around the wheels are a beautiful silver chromed plastic, which has held up surprisingly well over the years. The underside of the train is very clean looking. There are a total of 6 wheels, which all roll nicely. The larger 4 at the back are die-cast metal, and the smaller 2 at the front are vacuum metallized plastic. I initially thought that all of the wheels might be metal, but I see a few small sections on the front wheels where the chromed plastic has started to chip away. Overall, I think they've done a really nice job in his alt mode, although I think it would have been a little bit better if the train was in better scale with other Gobots vehicles. Now we'll move along to the transformation. Start off by rotating the legs down by 180 degrees until they click into place. Next, pull the arms out from the sides, and that's it. The transformation is so easy to do that it wouldn't be a problem for collectors of any age to tackle. Now we'll take a quick look at the robot mode. The figure has a silver chromed face with a painted gold trim and red eyes. There's a sticker on his chest that says D5147, which if I'm not mistaken is in reference to the model of the train itself. The backside of the figure is fairly clean, which is pretty much expected for a simple figure like this one. As I mentioned earlier, the entire body section of the robot mode is a painted die-cast metal, so be sure to inspect it carefully for paint chips if you're planning on picking up one of these figures on the secondary market. As far as the rest of the details on the front of the figure are concerned, there's a red and black sticker on his midsection, which looks a little bit like abdominal detailing, and there's a yellow and red waist sticker below that. Each leg has a nice, large silver chrome paint application and 3 red painted sections that tie in nicely with the chest sticker and with his red eyes. As you saw from the transformation sequence, there's not a lot of articulation on this figure, but that's pretty typical given that the toy is over 35 years old. In the case of Loco, his arms will rotate a full 360 degrees at the shoulder, and his legs will kick forward. I'm showing you here at 90 degrees, but due to transformation, he could theoretically touch his toe to his chest for a full 180 degrees. I'm just not sure why you'd want to do that. As you can see on the lower inside of the figure's right leg is the date stamp. There may be other variants, but on mine it says Poppy DS 1982 Japan. Alright guys, here we are with the figure back in train mode, and I think I'm going to leave it at that for today. In conclusion, would I recommend adding a Gobots Loco or Machine Robo 05 Steam Robo to your collection? If you're a Gobots fan, then I would absolutely pick this one up if you can find it for a good price. This is a fun, simple yet effective vintage transforming figure that's been very well constructed, and I quite honestly think that it holds its own against many similar sized figures from the G1 Transformers era. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Take care.